Nice. I even transferred us to the wrong background. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's get to the woods. Cool. Welcome to As It Is Below. Brindlewood Bay actual play campaign from Looking for Mom, ttrpg. A special shout out to people who do art, like Angeli.
Oh my
do
God.
Art of our characters and break our brains. It's incredible. Get on our Blue Sky so you can see some of it, and I'll have some up by the time you're all watching this. It's fantastic, and wait, I got you.
No. How dare you?
And then get down below where you can see all of Angeli's art because it's linked. Do it.
It's crazy.
Do it. Anyway, here Looking for Mom, we've got a lot going on through the end of the year. We've got Humblewood, Mothership is going on. The Electric State podcast just wrapped its first season. They're planning a second right now. Exciting things are going on. You can subscribe to the channel to get all that information and to get those alerts and whatnot. Tonight, we are back in Brindlewood Bay. This, I think, is our 5th episode for Squatch Your Step, a Brindlewood Bay Sweeps Week mystery written by Michael Van Fleet. And you can find Michael's socials below. We love Squatch Your Step, and we're so excited to continue on now that we know about Sasquatch and whether or not they are real. I'm going to do a quick little recap, and you might have noticed I am sounding even better than ever, and I've got a little bit of a cold that I think is bringing something sonically to this group that we were missing. So bear with me or enjoy it, whatever floats your boat. As a quick recap, last session, you guys had just left the fire tower with the hardcore motorcycle gang. There was some really intense energy up there, and had just had a potential Sasquatch sighting on your hike, your trail back to the camp, after hearing a scream and some rustling that had prompted that departure at sunset. Separated from the hardcore, you saw this, and we had ended seeing a footprint and Taya moving a flashlight across what was then a large humanoid shape in the woods. From there, we took a detour through many failed rolls, which resulted in a vehicular accident, a near-death experience for more than one Maven, and a very long walk back to camp. Battered, bruised, and bedraggled, our Mavens finally arrived back to the campsite with Alexander Hurst Craven III, our big game hunter and member of the hardcore gang, Debris, who has so graciously provided this group with some illicit drugs, Octane. And the three of you retired back to your camper, Violet's camper here, to relax and recover from a very intense day. That relaxing and recovering meant that, like, in the background, while Taya and Marina were having a very intense, close moment between friends. Labels are so hard. Violet was having a very intense moment with meeting the gaze of something supernatural out the window in the foreground. And we had our first occult move of the entire campaign, which through some player GM bartering resulted in a custom move being made for this group. That might come up later, gives you all some more agency, which is going to be incredibly important as the world begins to fall away. Light spoiler. Our night continued, and you all started building a theory about the abduction of Champlain Bellows. Was it really a Sasquatch, or was it someone operating under that guise, and what was it for and why? I'm going to leave the details of that theorize in that video, so I'm not going to spoil the brilliant theory. But if you want to watch it, which you should have, if you're here, thank you so much for watching it. And if you hadn't and you feel guilty, go back and watch it. And then you'll be absolved of that guilt, and we'd love that for you. they theorized and had a correct theory, which has opened up a second question in this Sweeps Week mystery that they now need to answer to finish their time here at Bigfoot Days in Whitechapel, New York. Instead of pondering that second question, though, we took to pondering other things and took to doing other things, aka drugs. You all did Octane, and for two of you, it was a rather blissful night of seeing beyond and whatnot. And for one of you, it was a rough go of it. We found Violet's trip turning sour as you dove off the edge of a cliff in Brindlewood Bay, following a group of birds into an abyss that swallowed you for what felt like hours, until being met with a version of yourself both alike and dissimilar. You reached out to confirm whether or not they're you, or if they're real, or who it might be, or is it this person that has been lingering on the edge of your existence these past couple months. But instead, finding yourself, Violet, breaking through the surface tension in the Brindlewood Bay Fen. And from there, just passing out, just going right to sleep. We recorded a little secret ending. So if you watch that video and you're like, Sydney, I don't know what secret ending. You didn't watch like the last 3 minutes, and that's on you. Go back. Go back and watch it. It's wonderful. That's what some of the art is about. So there's a secret ending from last episode. Have fun with it. But for now, we are returning back to our Mavens in an early morning. Sun is streaming in through what little options it has to exist, as you guys had really battened down the hatches last night for your experiences, or to not continue to experience other things. And you can hear some birds or some general movement. What really you're hearing is Marina's phone going off as like the staff group text that Brian has put together is pinging back and forth as several people throughout Bigfoot Days wake up to the notice that Laszlo putting the musician that Taya and Violet ran into in line to sign up for Squatch calling just yesterday morning has also now gone missing, marking the second disappearance in about just as many days. How do we find the three of you this morning?
I think Violet passed out pretty early. So I think she actually woke up at like a semi-decent time. And while the other two were still asleep, I think she, maybe more times than is really socially acceptable, went around the camper and like she was like peeking out through like the little blinds and checking the windows and then like got back in her blanket with a cup of coffee and was like, I am not setting foot outside until the other two are awake.
For sure, for sure. And how do the other two of you wake up?
I know like for sure Marina's hair would be like a nest and would probably wake up later than usual and feeling quite zen.
Okay. Yeah, I think I can't do this.
We're so cool, calm, and collected.
Taya probably is of course like next to Marina, you know. Jacket off because it's she draped it over Violet before the rest of the night. And she probably just groggily wakes up next to Marina.
Okay.
I think she'll like wake up and like probably like reach for her essentials, like glasses, like half awake, eyes barely open, and like her phone to just to get her day started.
Yeah, you see a string of messages in, oh, put it in WhatsApp, of just reactions. Like, well, what are we canceling? What does this mean? When's the last time anyone saw him? You have to scroll back to see the news about Laszlo.
Yeah, so we're like scrolling, super confused, like rub our eyes, try to make sense of this so early in the morning. And then kind of like jostle Taya's hair next to her and be like, and show her what all of these text messages are saying. Do you think they were having like a thing too, like Laszlo and I guess Sasquatch, if that's what we're saying now?
I
Maybe.
think as you start talking, the door flies open to the back of the camper, and Violet goes, "Are you guys awake? I have coffee."
Uh, so much, so loud. Take it down a second, Violet.
Marina will like jump out of bed and be like, have you heard? I mean, you've been awake. Has anybody around the camper said anything about this? Trying to like get out of like I could absolutely use a coffee.
She's still wrapped up in the blanket. She's like, "I just made sure after last night was interesting. I just made sure all the doors were locked, and I just like sat next to one of the windows with the blinds closed and listened to the birds and drank coffee until you guys got up. I have had like 3 cups, so there's plenty left though."
Oh,
How many hours of sleep have you had?
Roll a d6.
Well, time feels really weird after last night. I don't know. Think I slept some,
I mean, we did take
but
drugs, so it makes sense.
yeah. Apparently, she slept really well because I just rolled a 6.
Save them.
She feels real weird. I know, right? Hold on. Can I just like stick that to the side?
You can't carry over your sleep hours dice to your next move. I'm so
God, I should
sorry.
get advantage on another roll later because she slept so good after drugs.
Yeah,
agree.
so good after drugs.
Yeah, she
She
feels
drugs
great.
more often.
She's had 6 hours of sleep and 3 cups of coffee. She's unstoppable.
Yeah.
I mean, you were
Sure.
sleeping like a baby. I think Marina's sleep crystals were really working.
Yeah, they were great. Like I
I
was
set some out
like,
for you.
yeah. Like since I fell asleep, like I didn't even have time to like fold down the table to sleep on, but I like with them there, I actually like just, snuggled up against the wall. I actually slept really good. Like I don't even have a crick in my neck or anything.
Yeah, I made sure to pack the best ones for us and make sure that they were nice and polished.
Ugh,
There's a knock on your camper door.
is it Bigfoot?
Okay, let's see. And then I'll like go and take a peek.
Yeah, do you like peek through the little like vinyl blind here? Or do you open the door?
I peeked through the vinyl blind.
Incredible. You lift up the corner to peek. And you see like the telltale knit cap of Captain Joe Woods.
Oh. Oh, it's Captain Joe Woods. I like open and hello, good morning, Captain.
Morning.
We don't need a ride. Hi.
Good morning. Brian's sending me around. We're having a giant like group meeting about safety and whatnot. So when you're all ready, let's see, kind of about 20 minutes top of the hour down near the stage.
Okay, yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. Try to look awake.
And I'll look over at Violet's like,
Yeah, their eyes are like could not be more open.
yeah.
He just sort of like about faces and then goes down to like the next camper, and you see him knock on that before you shut the door and start into the same spiel.
I mean, I think your theories might be right, Marina. Maybe he wanted a third, right?
I mean, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know what else could be. Why else would he have gone missing?
Wait,
Maybe he was
who's
looking
missing?
for. Oh, Laszlo, the math guy.
Remember Math Rocks? Kind of
Yeah.
weird.
They just said he does some math music in the group chat. Does he do math like what I don't even know what that would be.
It was
Yeah,
really complicated. I couldn't really follow.
yeah. I told him to keep practicing, and that was the wrong thing to say, apparently.
Oh no.
I thought that
I mean,
like
that's
he
just
was
good
new.
advice.
I was trying to be supportive,
Yeah.
and yeah, but he's missing.
Yeah, everyone in the like volunteer and like workers group chat says that
The
he's gone missing.
oh, does that mean is this a Bigfoot polygon?
That's what we were thinking.
I I mean maybe.
I mean, that's what the kids are calling it these days, right?
Well, my sister says it's a polycule. I think polygon's the shape,
Oh,
but I could be wrong.
okay. I was close.
Yeah,
You were very close.
Yeah,
And maybe that's what they call it in the Bigfoot community.
exactly. Especially
maybe.
because they stole a math guy. You know, Polly.
Well,
You're absolutely right.
hold on. Is a polycule a polygon if it has 5 sides? That's the polygon has 5 sides, right? Is that how it
It's
works?
too much math so early in the morning.
Yeah, mine
Here,
has.
get some coffee. Get some coffee.
Yeah, Tail like chugs
Starts to
a
be.
bunch of
Yeah, some coffee.
I think maybe we montage our way to the big group meeting. We see you guys like get ready and drink coffee, and like we see Violet, thinking about pentagon versus polycule.
Yeah.
The shapes are flying past your head.
Yeah.
As we get you guys down to this group meeting, everyone sort of ambles in. Of course, there's a group that was there before you. That would be Brian, and the two Edna Langley, the two event staff, and Marge, the other judge. Captain Joe sort of walks up after you guys with some of the members of the hardcore, as he's gone and gotten them after you. And Alexander Hurst Craven is here, though not really a participant of Bigfoot Days. Makes sense because he walked here last night with all of you all. And you see Gert and the podcaster, Taya. You see Steve Texas, who you had one really cool moment with as Steve exited Champlain Bellows' trailer and you were entering way back just yesterday, right? Not totally a month ago. But all of those folks, let's see if I'm missing anyone, are here as Brian starts tapping the mic and feedback starts around as you hear someone, tell him to turn it down. Probably Nikki. She clutches her ears. And the feedback goes away, and Brian sort of, all right, looks like we've got everyone here. I would say good morning, but it is not good at all. As the executive lead of Bigfoot Days this year, it's for everyone's safety that we have canceled the event. And sort of gasps and murmurs go out as Captain Joe sort of joins him up on the little makeshift stage. And Brian continues, this wasn't a decision made lightly, but given the grave nature of both Mr. Bellows and Mr. Pudding's disappearances, we'd like to make sure we are keeping the rest of you safe. Of course, I cannot force anyone to leave the campgrounds, but know that we're going to call in more proper search and rescue as we attempt to locate them. But all festivities, all vendors, and all events pertaining to Bigfoot Days are effective immediately canceled.
Oh no.
Well, that's a bummer. We didn't even get to see who won, right?
No, when your
Uh,
Bigfoot yell was so good.
Aw. Thanks, Marina.
Gert sort of yells out, "Is this because of Bigfoot is abducting everyone? Do you have any comments on that?" And she holds up one of those really tiny mics from far, but she's short and far away, so it's not getting very far forward. 1 second, and she will come up even closer and try to hold this tiny mic up to Brian, who's speaking through a regular mic. Gert Little, if you could just say how if you believe that Bigfoot is real or not and is behind these abductions. And you see Captain Joe sort of grimace at her. Brian goes, we'll be happy to talk more at length with individuals about your safety concerns, but if there are any questions around exiting or procedure out, those are what I'll be taking now. And you hear Gert sort of mumble and like, a non-answer is still an answer. As she pulls her little microphone away. Nikki Naff starts howling or crying. It's really indiscernible what it might be. It could be both. As she laments these losses, and she says, they're probably as good as gone. If it wasn't Bigfoot, it could have been wolves or I don't know, any other thing that might be out here. And you hear Alexander Hurst Craven III go, well, there's a lot of stuff out here, let me tell you. And just sort of like panic murmur conspiracy theories start all moving across to this crowd. But Bigfoot Days has been canceled. What are the three of you gonna do?
I mean, do you think if we get down to the bottom of it, maybe we could get them to reinstate Bigfoot Days?
Ooh, maybe.
oh, yeah, because it's gonna take everybody a while to get like packed up. Like they're not gonna be able to leave right away, and it's the morning.
You could at least announce the winners.
Yeah.
But I mean, you guys said that he was in like a math band. Did he have any band members or people that were like excited to see him play? Maybe they knew something about where he was last, or
Oh, I think didn't he say were the other band members here, or I can't remember. Do you remember, Taya?
I don't think they were here with him,
Okay.
but I'm not really sure.
I know they were trying to get the money to fix their van,
Yeah.
but yeah. Does anybody here? Let's look around. Does anybody look like have a math rock vibe?
I don't know, but I like that big guy over there. I think he's pretty observant. He was also inside the trailer yesterday, so
Maybe.
trailer.
Maybe he knows.
Yeah,
he's tall. He could see over everything. Probably has
exactly.
a view.
Something Taya can't do.
Yeah, Taya's too small.
Too small.
So it sounds like Taya, you want to talk to Steve Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Violet, sounds like you're trying to get more information about Laszlo.
Yeah.
Marina, what are you looking to do?
I think she's going to, as a friend, check in with Brian. And maybe, like, sprinkle in some meddling. Super casually.
It's true. You didn't get your opportunity yesterday. He got pulled away.
Yesterday.
Yep, just yesterday.
I was like, whoa.
That was canonically only a day before.
A lot.
Well, let's as you guys sort of decide who you want to go talk to and get more information, as you are wont to do, we're gonna follow these scenes out. We're gonna start with Violet as you're looking around for more information about Laszlo. You're not seeing too many folks around here who put off the same sort of like fish don't know I exist hat vibe that Laszlo had. And as you start to recollect, yeah, you were right. He was here to try to win the money to fix up the van that's somewhere else so they could go continue a tour or get to their destination. But there's no like saddened band members around that you can see. But you still see Gert and Nikki and Alexander Hurst Craven and Marge, Captain Joe, or you can go look around.
She's gonna go straight in the woods. No. I think she's gonna cautiously look out at the woods. But I think after yesterday, I think she's gonna try to chat with Marge, because Marge is in charge. Marge knows things.
Marge would love to be in charge. Yeah, you go find Marge. She is about half of a foiled burrito deep right now. Big binder, big earrings.
I think, do they still have, like, since she has a burrito, is the food tent like still going this morning with like some breakfast and stuff? And is it
There's
nearby?
like there's one vendor still here
Okay.
slinging breakfast
Okay.
that stayed. Everyone else is already like, I'm not serving. They're packing up and hitting the road to try to hit a farmer's market or something. But
Yeah.
you've got one here, and
Okay.
it is the burrito one, the like Mexican
Okay.
food one.
I mean, they do breakfast burritos. My
Oh,
goal
yeah.
with this is, do they also do coffee? Because she sees her with a burrito and is like, maybe she would like some coffee. And I can,
Yeah, you can go get coffee for Marge.
yeah. Violet
For
needs another
sure.
coffee too. 4 is
Yeah.
a good number.
4 is a good number. You go up, you get a coffee. It is just like plain black coffee in a styrofoam cup. And then you have like the little packets of sugar, sweet and low,
Yeah.
like non-dairy creamer, and the little wooden stick in a cup that leaks when you tip it in one direction.
Yeah.
But it was like $1.50.
Yeah. And she definitely, like, she gets one for her and one for Marge. Definitely spills a little bit and gets like a little mini assortment of like packets to go with it, and then makes her way over to Marge. And
How do you start this off?
she'll kind of hold up the cups and be like, "Hey, Marge, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm one of Marina's friends."
Oh yeah, you did the Squatch calling. I remember, and then we all
Yeah.
talked. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Wow, you're very alert this morning.
I really like coffee. It's really great. And do you want a coffee? I thought you might like a coffee, because I just feel like you guys are probably stressed with everything, and I brought you sugar and stuff too.
Sure. Though, if I don't take this, are you gonna drink both of them? Because then I definitely need to. Okay, yes. She rips open all of the sugar packets you bought and then dumps them all in. All sugar, no creamer.
Nice. Yeah, it's definitely better that way. But yeah, how you holding up? Yeah.
Well, I'm fine. How are you holding up?
It was a weird night.
Yeah, didn't you guys like go out hiking and then come back super late? I heard a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, and listen, Alexander Hurstgraven is a really nice person, but maybe don't get in a moving vehicle with him. Yeah.
But was he like friendly?
He seemed pretty nice. Just
He's not bad on the eyes either.
I think my perspective of him has been changed a little bit now that I went flying through the air in the middle of the night on a trail.
Okay. See, that kind of makes me want to go talk to him more.
Oh, really? Okay.
We'll figure it out. There's important things going on.
It did sound like in talking to him at one point that he has a kid, so if that helps, your process.
He's a father.
I mean,
Wow.
Love a man who's a good father. I'm just saying.
I'm not encroaching none of you.
Oh
Sure,
no.
like looks past you to try to find the other two.
Violet looks pointedly over and like eyes go between the two of them a few times. We get a close-up camera on her face, just looking back and forth. And it's like, oh well, me, I'm happily married, got kids and grandkids. And them, I think they've got eyes for somebody else. Each of them somebody else, but
Wish this was like maybe a gin and tonic, and we could talk about that.
oh my gosh, that would be perfect.
Another time.
Yeah.
Focus.
Next time you're in Brindlewood Bay, definitely look us up. Come to
I've
book
never
club. It's a
been.
great time. Oh, you should come.
I mean, you all should come up to New York.
That sounds like a great idea. I mean, we're in New York now, right? I think.
Oh no, New York, the real New York,
Oh, okay.
with the rats and the people and the trash bags. Culture.
Oh, I've heard there's a lot of pigeons there.
Oh yeah. Sure.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. I think we should. I think. Hey, the Mavens go to New York. It has a nice ring to it, right?
Mavens. Is that like your group name? What are
Well,
Mavens? It's like Raven with an M. Like
okay,
M&M
well,
Ravens.
Do you like to read?
No.
It's a book thing, and we sort of adopted it for our book club. We're the murder Mavens.
Oh, that's awfully morbid.
It's more fun than it sounds. We don't commit murders. We actually have helped solve a few.
That would disqualify you from Squatch calling.
That makes sense.
Felonies.
Oh, felons can't Squatch call. That makes sense.
Well, I'm sure they can, but they ain't getting no awards for it.
Yeah. I mean, I guess,
Wow, they really burnt this. She's like throwing that coffee back. It is.
Yeah, I put like probably the same amount of sugar as you did, and
that's
maybe
like the minimum
creamer. Yeah, it really is. Yeah. But yeah, I just figured you guys were having a tough morning since you were helping organize some of the stuff with everything going on.
Oh yeah, Brian's been a mess. I don't think that man slept the whole night.
Oh, I bet. Did it happen like early? Like, I mean,
roll me the meddling move.
Okay, hold on. I gotta speculate.
With presence, please.
Which dice are gonna be nice? Quick. Hold on, I gotta. The coffee really helped.
They're talking so fast right now.
Oh, it's so fast. Just take that whole track.
Each other. To everyone else, it sounds like chipmunks.
Yeah. All right. We got presents. We're meddling. Okay. 7.
You're asking for more details about like when Laszlo went missing.
Yeah.
I honestly couldn't tell you. I took about 30 milligrams of melatonin and went boop, right to bed. Had some crazy dreams.
You know what else will do that?
What?
Octane. It just
burrito lowers. Telling me you've been doing illicit drugs?
No, of course not. I would never.
Roll me a. We're in the last half of this. This is a night move with presence. What are you afraid of will happen if Marge learns you did Octane last night?
I mean, hopefully she doesn't turn us in. Like, because that'd be pretty bad. Or she might want some.
I think if word got around that you all did Octane last night to everyone, that would jeopardize your future in like friendliness with several members here. Probably. Or trustworthiness about your theories.
That would be a problem.
And she could want some. It's worse than that.
It is worse than that.
Just a simple
Well,
night move with presents. You got this.
yeah. Let's see how it goes. She doesn't got this.
Okay, what'd you get?
Oh, that's a whole 4.
That's a complete failure
Yep.
on the night move.
Let's throw caution to the wind.
You've rolled a 4.
Try not to die.
And you've elected, in this case, to use the Crown of the Cryptid. Violet, would you read out that prompt for everyone, and then we'll start here with Taya.
Oh, God.
Absolutely. Each Maven tells the story of something fantastic and unbelievable that they witnessed and vowed never to tell another soul about.
Okay.
Oof.
All right, Taya.
Okay.
We sort of like see these flashbacks in this order, starting with you.
Okay, I think it is a flashback of Taya, a much younger Taya, and much more reckless. Like, she's reckless right now, but she's way, way more reckless this time. And she's like speeding down the highway, like incredibly fast. And then she sort of, as she's like speeding down the highway, she sees a car swerve and then tumble. And it wasn't her fault. She's just like going past it. But she sees this car veer off into the side wall and like flip over. So she screeches to like a full stop and like runs over to this car crash, and sees like a person pinned inside the car, broken, crazy, bloodied, like it's a crazy mess. But then when she like blinks, she sees like this sort of light creature, like angelic in a way, like bend down and then pull that person out of the crash and then like sort of brush them off, and that person is fully completely fine. And Taya runs over and helps them out, essentially just says like, are you okay? Like, I'll call the police, like get on my motorcycle, let's get out of like this area, as traffic starts to build. And yeah, and the second she like was gonna run over to them, that angelic being or something disappeared, and it was just the person standing right next to the car. I hope that's fantastic and unbelievable enough.
For sure.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Did this happen near Brindlewood Bay?
Yeah. Taya was going so fast around Brindlewood Bay when she saw this.
About how old were you?
I'm thinking like 26.
A very interesting tidbit I want to add to your being of light is that they were child-sized.
Whoa. Okay.
Everything else is exactly how you described. They're just small.
Okay, interesting.
Cool. Our visions shift now, and we find Marina.
Yeah. I think for Marina, maybe when she was like pretty like adolescent, like 15 or so, she a little bit more like in like rebellious and maybe like experimenting, like really getting into like the power of like crystals and like that kind of like occulty stuff. And it was during this time where she did a lot of like lucid dreaming. And it's that kind of where you feel like you're fully awake but your body can't move. And during this time, whenever she felt awake, she felt like a sinking at the like edge of her bed. But she couldn't open her eyes to look who it was, but she felt that sinking as if somebody were like sitting down on her bed. And for some reason, whenever she came to fully, she had some kind of premonition that she had to go do something. And it coincided with somebody's death, whether like, a neighbor's like husband died and he left his keys somewhere that the wife didn't know. She would then have to like go retrieve the keys and like put them like under a mat. And she had these maybe 2 or 3 times whenever she was around that age, but she never wanted to tell anybody because she didn't think anybody would believe her, or she'd think people would like be scared. But she always kind of knew something after these things happened.
Yeah. Just sort of like full circles back that like the jester vision was an incredibly fucked up version of this, of like a premonition around Ace Rogers' death. Yeah, I love that. And besides that jester one, which is kind of an oddball, when was the last time you had one of these? How long ago?
I think they are incredibly rare. And I think maybe the last feasible one could be after the grocery store. Maybe they're happening a bit more often now that she's a bit more connected to
to the Bay.
Mhm.
More rooted here post move for sure. Yeah, to add a little bit, I think the night after the grocery store, the bed only moves just a little bit because Isaac is pretty frail. No meat on his bones. And the task that you feel called to do is that his like work bag, like his bag that he left outside the back, or somewhere around the grocery store, that wasn't exploded, or maybe it's in evidence now, had a like half written letter to someone that he just sees if you can put it into their mailbox.
Okay.
Yeah. The odd part is that it's you're putting it into Brad's mailbox.
I don't think she would have read it. She would have been so curious and even done like the flash against it to like save, like, I didn't open it, I just so happened upon it, and kind of.
You can see with that there's a lot of stuff that had been like struck through and like extra bits written around it, like someone who had written something and then changed their mind halfway through.
Okay.
That's all I got for you.
Oh, good.
And Violet, revisit this prompt. Each Maven tells a story of something fantastic and unbelievable that they have witnessed and vowed never to tell another soul about.
I think, hey, I have an assistant here today. Thank you so much. We go a nice little flashback to a very, very young Violet. We're talking, very early 20s, who I think in some ways similar to Taya is real angry, thank you, about a lot of things. And, she does some reckless things as well, but in a very, very different way, in a very Violet way. So she spent a lot of time in the woods by herself. Um,
Mm.
she works some trail jobs, state park kind of vibe, national park, and she oftentimes would find herself out in the woods. This is back in the day. I was gonna say she left her cell phone back at home, but like this is back in the day. She didn't even have a cell phone. And she maybe wasn't the best about communicating where when she was. And at that point in her life, didn't really have anybody who cared either. And so she was out in the woods working. She was backpacking, out on her own, doing a bunch of trail maintenance on some of these long backpacking trails. Um, and one day she decides it's a hot summer day. So she decides that she is going to go to a lake nearby. There's a high mountain lake, lots of rocks along the edge, really beautiful. And while she's going, she decides she's going to go swim in this lake. Nobody's around. Um, and on her way in, her foot slips between two rocks and she falls at the edge of the water and basically blacks out. The only memory she has after that, she had no way to contact anybody. She has really sporadic memories of, it felt like she was being carried through the woods. And the last thing she remembered was as she was slowly coming to consciousness, she actually found herself, which this was impossible, she found herself back at the parking lot where her car was. And there was a very, some would say, impossibly tall, dark figure that she swore was covered in hair that was going into the woods. But then, right after that, and her backpack is next to her, weirdly enough. But then, right after that, a car pulls up and a young gentleman walks out. And our audience would recognize him as a young Gavin, who is her current present day husband. And she has sworn never to tell anybody about this moment because she's like, she couldn't tell him in that moment and she didn't have anyone else to tell. And she's like, I can't tell anyone later. Nobody's going to believe me. So.
That's so sweet. I'm not adding any funky little bit to that. That's precious.
I thought that would be cute. I was like, why would she not tell anyone? And I was like, if you met a cute person, like right after seeing,
Yeah.
I'm allegedly Bigfoot going into the woods, like you might not tell them because you'd be crazy.
Yeah.
We sort of cycle through these. We see each one of these in tandem and then zoom back in. And that raises your 4 to a 7 to 9 here, in which you're trying to convince Marge that to be cool about this insinuation she has made about you doing Octane and what that can mean for the integrity of the Squatch calling competition. And she goes, I'm pro substance just not being altered when you're, the purity of Squatch calling is.
Oh.
You wouldn't.
No.
Right?
Absolutely not. Yeah. No.
Okay.
Listen, like we might joke around, and like, yeah, okay, I'll be honest. We might have teased Marina a little bit that she never would. She wouldn't do this, but we might have teased her and been like, hey, you should pick us. But like, listen, hey, in a few years, we're going to come back and we're going to win the whole thing. But, Taya did great this year. And I got to work on, I got lots of notes.
It's all right. Well,
yeah.
When this is all over, and I'm not in any official judge capacity, maybe we'll rain check those gin and tonics and other things.
Yeah. And hey, if you're, into other cryptids, I got a good one for you in Brindlewood Bay. So,
Well, I know that you were, about Laszlo. I was in La La Land with melatonin. But
valid.
Brian, Captain Joe, I heard that Gert was up on her laptop all night trying to edit stuff. Or one of them, I know. I mean, the timestamps looks like it was just about 1 a.m. or something when the first text came through, but which from your timing is only a few hours after you all had gotten back. You were probably already asleep by this point.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure if there was just like, oh, no one has seen him, or if he was supposed to go be doing something. Or again, I was in New York, and she's gonna tell you her whole dream.
Really?
Yeah, so I was on top of this hot dog cart, and I had hot dog fingers, but there were no buns, and so I was trying to find buns, but it's so hard to grab one. And our scene's going to fade because I know that you're gonna make me do the whole dream otherwise, and we're gonna follow up with someone else.
We just have questions in the visualization of this. They can swap dreams.
Let's catch up with Marina. You're gonna go talk to Brian.
Yes.
Yeah, he has sort of tapped Captain Joe to own the, like, all right, everyone, make sure you pick up your trash, and if you're staying to volunteer with search and rescue, I'm gonna have you sign up over here with Edna. And so it sounds like Joe is really starting to do more of the organizing now. This is a double missing persons case,
Mhm.
and Brian is just like pacing behind him, nervous.
I just will kind of just like go and kind of walk next to him, but try to like slow the walk so that he can like go in step with her.
Hey,
Hey, how are you feeling? Just kind of like rubs his back.
oh, I've been better. This is not. I'd go back to the stress of the kickball league, and you know how that was.
Yeah, no. That's saying a lot.
It is
Um
saying a lot. I can't ever eat packaged cheese again.
none of us can. But um I mean, no, I mean this is crazy. I mean, first Champlin and now, the math kid.
Oh, wasn't he? Doesn't he do music?
Oh, I thought it was like math music. I still don't know what that is.
Oh, isn't that jazz?
Is it jazz?
It feels like jazz.
Oh my god, if it's jazz. Um but I mean, why would this be happening? And is there anything you need? I know this is
If
probably incredibly stressful for you.
you say, "Why is this happening?" and then you immediately offer, like, "Is there anything you need?" Which feels like a meddling me with presents.
It's like sandwiching.
Mhm.
Okay. Which dice? I'll pick these dice. Okay. 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 That is a 6 and a 1.
A
What's a 7?
7.
Oh wait, plus presents? I mean,
Mhm.
it's still probably gonna be that's 0. So yes, a 7.
7. He latches on more to your second question than your first.
Okay.
When you ask him, what does he need? He's like, oh, I need those two to return. I need everyone to get out of here safely. I could really use like something to eat. I think my stomach acid is eating through my stomach lining at an alarming rate. I think I'm getting an ulcer. Also, my feet hurt, and it keeps going off. Like he's bringing his phone up, and it's just like ding, 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 ding. And search and rescue hasn't gotten here yet. And he's just unloading on you all of the things that are stressing him out.
Mhm. And I'll just like, hey, come on, let's go get a hot dog or a burrito or whatever's open, and then yeah, let's just get some food in you.
Okay, yeah, you're right. You're right. And he sort of looks around and makes sure it goes back to the mic. And no one go into the woods. In case that wasn't clear. Don't go into the woods. I'll be back. Okay. It's yeah, food's probably good. I don't think I've had anything since lunch yesterday.
Yeah, come on.
You guys head over. You pass Violet and Marge dream sharing with one another. Um,
Just like
as you,
her ear.
Yeah.
and then I said, "No, Mr. Schwarzenegger, you can't do it.
Yeah.
Think about the children."
The fact that he thought he could do it in the first
But
place.
the audacity! Some people, the audacity is just. Well,
It's sort of like turn is like
Ridiculous.
trying to keep her ear perked for it and be like, I'm gonna need Violet to tell me about that later.
and you guys head over.
You hear
to
in
the
a-
breakfast burrito space. Yeah.
In a little break, as you walk away, you also hear, if you have dreams like this on a regular basis, you should really talk to Marina about some of her crystals. They can really help.
What do you think? Yeah, and that continues on as you guys go, and Brian pays for one of these breakfast burritos, and then he pulls back the foil, and there's like a little gravy station, and he douses it in gravy. It's soaked. Gravy across his little beard. You're right. This is where I needed.
There you go. Hey, but
the grease is. Yeah.
Hitting the spot. I'm glad.
Remember that diner on 53rd?
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be just as messy.
Oh gosh, you're like, even though there's nothing on her hands, we'll like kind of wipe them on like.
And you've given him something to do and to focus on, and he sort of circles back. Did you see what you guys got back pretty late last night? We were texting, making it okay. Alexander told me there was like a tent incident.
Yeah, we were over by the watchtower, and on our way back he came and picked us up, and we were in the woods, and I guess in a hurry after last night's commotion, we kind of fell off the moving vehicle, and it's okay, we're all in one piece. But yeah, we had a rough ride coming in. We had to walk the whole rest of the way.
Oof. And he like burps and belches. Blech.
Oh.
That sounds. Sorry, excuse me.
Oh, you're fine.
I'm
You're
so
fine.
hungry. Oh, yeah. I guess. What commotion are you talking about?
Well, we heard, what was it? A gunshot, or no, a
Scream.
scream, a scream. Well, we heard the scream, and yeah, I mean, we saw like the rustling and the birds flying in the air and that whole thing.
What time was this?
Well, I mean, the sun was down. I mean, it was pretty late.
Okay.
About like 9:30.
I'll need to make sure I tell Captain Joe that. Yeah, we're trying to sort of establish a timeline here, and I didn't hear any scream from my end. So that's the thank you.
Oh, I thought that's why you were cautioning people to stay out of the woods. Is there?
Oh, I mean, the 2 men are missing. That's a good enough reason to stay out of the woods.
That'll do it, yeah.
But no, I mean, I didn't really know. I mean, Gert had told me Laszlo didn't meet up with her to do his interview, and then we sort of swept the grounds right about midnight and couldn't find him.
Oh.
But if he's the scream, then it would have been hours earlier that you're talking about.
Yeah, because I did see that the first message came in around like 1 o'clock, and
yeah, sort of. Can you hold the 1 second? And he hands you his gravy-soaked burrito.
Holds it like a baby when you've never carried a baby.
He brings his clipboard out that's been in like his sweaty armpit and like jots that down like to his timeline. Thank you.
Yeah.
Just
a forceful like. Yeah, great.
Oh, anything else that you'd be helpful for me to know?
doesn't know quite yet if we're saying like the Bigfoot stuff. But I mean, we when we were out there, it's late, we were tired. We for a second thought we saw, in the hushed voice, like the big guy.
Steve?
No, not I mean maybe. No, probably not Steve. No, just maybe Steve. Probably not
You
Steve.
think Steve kidnapped? He's a big guy. And he was in the trailer.
I don't want to implicate Steve. He seems like a wonderful man. I
Oh,
just thought.
okay.
I mean, it was late. It was late. But I mean, do you, I guess, believe in all of it? Like, how much do you believe in all of it?
I mean, I'm not a denier. It would be pretty crazy if I was in charge of this thing and didn't believe in Bigfoot.
Yeah, that's true.
I just really don't think he'd be. It would be taking anyone. They're pretty reclusive. If anything, we're probably annoying it.
You've never had a sighting?
Roll me the meddling move with presence here.
Okay, it's still 0. Another 7.
I think in this case, because you had meddled and then you had you like took care of that and you guys were sort of dancing around this subject, I would like to honor that 7 as a 10 because I feel like you've done the work here with Brian. I don't know if I really should have called for a roll again. I think I should have just given it to you. So as you're like, you've never really had have you never had a sighting? And he goes, oh, I mean, as a kid, of course, but then you think like, well, is that dad pranking me again? Or, Ellis, and Ellis would be Brian's older brother, buying that gorilla suit and how that went. And
yeah, typical.
Oh, he's such a jerk.
Still.
Yeah, it's about the only thing he knows how to be. Anyway, no. I mean, I've been hoping and volunteering here and like being a part of it that I would get one, and as we were setting up for this year, I mean, I probably got as close as I have been so far. I found this like giant hunk of fur attached to some of the like trail, like how we've got those really cool lights next to sort of the main cabin area that definitely would start a fire if they weren't grandfathered into this whole place as like wired in such a way that we can't buy the bulbs and get them out here to change it into something more like effective and better for the environment.
Yep.
That situation. One of them was like just not like illuminating quite right, and this was maybe 2 days before everyone arrived, and you grabbed the ladder out and got up there and whatnot, and there inside the bulb there was just a whole hunk of just the foulest smelling fur, and it wasn't like badger pelt, it wasn't skunk, it wasn't rabbit, it wasn't like squirrel or anything like that. So I took it to Nikki when she arrived, and she thinks, and I guess I'm inclined to agree, that it's maybe Sasquatch fur pelt.
Wow. That's crazy. And what would it be doing there of all places?
Exactly. Like, how did it get stuck there?
That doesn't make any sense.
I don't know. I was hoping, everything's going on now, but I was gonna grab it from Nikki and show Alexander. He knows lots of animal stuff too, and he's a little bit easier to talk to about seeing if he knew if it could be anything, like if it's bear or something. And
yeah,
I don't know, but she's got it if you want to look at it.
Yeah, I'll go talk. You said it's Nikki?
Oh, yes.
We'll go over to find her.
Oh, yeah, because I don't know if you've met Nikki.
Mhm.
She's demonstrating. She's the one on all fours over
Oh,
there. Yeah, seems like she's doing some sort of mountain climber situation.
interesting. Yeah, I mean, I'll go see what she can tell me about it. Oh, yep. Yeah, I'll leave you to your sandwich. You take a seat, rest, don't let this stress you out too much. I'm sure they're going to be found soon enough.
You think?
Yeah, and then she'll take like a little like 3 crystals here to keep your hopes up. Just they're very cold, just give them a good rub.
If you just would set them down, because I've got a lot of gravy.
Oh god, I will put them in your pocket and then like maybe like he has like a
Yeah.
little. Yeah, there you go.
Incredible. And yeah, so if you would add a hank of hair stuck somewhere to the clue list.
Nice.
And we'll follow our camera as you start heading towards Nikki. We skirt around and see Taya in Steve, Texas.
Aw, yeah.
All right. Steve has been hunched, like arms on gigantic thighs, looking at like an ant hill being made by a group of ants as you approach.
Cool. Is he sitting on the ground or
No, he's like he's crouched,
oh crouched?
but his crouching height is probably about your height.
Yeah. Cool. I'm gonna come up all cool, like arms crossed, like kind of pull my leather jacket, like the collar up a little bit. I'll go, sup?
He sort of like nods at you. And I don't know if I've ever given the full description for Steve, Texas before.
No, I don't think.
Almost 7 feet tall, hair in a black pompadour, wears custom embroidered cowboy shirts, a bit shy. Um, and he's got his like cowboy hat is like on the ground as he nods at you and just goes back and goes, "They work hard."
Taya's gonna crouch down, um, Asian squatting.
You both are. This is a trait you share with Steve, Texas.
Sick! Wow, my people. um, yeah. Do you wanna feed him like a couple seeds?
Oh, is it good for them?
I don't know. I mean, I'm not like some biologist or whatever, but I have seeds, and I'm gonna like pull out some seeds from like my inner pocket, just random ones that I've collected, and I'll hand it to him.
It looks so small in his like giant meat paw hands. For them.
Yeah. You could just set it down. I think they'll like pick it up.
Down. And he reaches in very gently, like Iron Giant style, and just lays it on. And soon enough, some ants come up and then like will carry it.
Good job, bud.
Awesome.
Yeah, that was sick.
You trailer.
Yeah, you too.
Yes. It's big, small, hard to get through.
I understand. I'm very small, so everything
Easy for you.
Yeah, but not so cool. I'd rather be big.
Big's good for fighting.
Do you do a lot of fighting?
No. And he like sort of shies back in.
I mean, if you did, it's okay. I did a bit of fighting my day too.
Professional?
Kind of back alley kind of stuff.
Steve, Texas, not real name.
What's your name?
He almost starts to say it like a couple different times, and he goes, and this is vacation. Name for vacation.
Oh. Well, you don't have to tell me your real name if you don't want to. But I think you have a really cool vacation name.
Thank you. It is American.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a bit American.
Bad way?
No. You know.
Texas biggest state, I'm biggest man.
Yeah. And it's so American. It's crazy.
Good. Yeah. And he puts his hat back on his head to be more American.
I'm Taya, by the way.
Not Steve, Texas.
Yes. Taya, not vacation name.
Ah. Oh, if you fight, makes sense. Not get snatched.
I mean, I don't do fighting anymore, especially with this. And I like lift up my.
You did not get it from fighting?
I got it from a bullet. I wasn't fighting.
Why bring fists to gunfight?
You make a lot of sense there, but it wasn't a fight.
I am confused.
Anyway, did you see anything last night?
Roll me the meddling move with advantage and with presence, because you and Steve, Texas are kind of cool with each other.
Yeah.
From your earlier day move 12 a couple sessions ago.
Finally, someone who's cool with Taya. Okay. 10, 11. 11.
Yes. I did.
Huh. Would you tell me what you saw?
Yes. He takes his hat off and like puts it in between you guys and the ants in case they're eavesdropping.
Smart.
I saw marks in the ground, like heels being drug. You know, when you pass out and they pull you away.
Yeah. That's happened to me a couple times.
It's because you are small.
Do people pull you along the ground, big guy?
No. I'm doing the pulling.
You know, if I didn't have a busted shoulder, I bet I could pull you.
You think you can take not Steve, Texas?
Yeah. You want to watch me do a backflip?
You surely cannot.
I'm gonna try to backflip.
Night move with vitality here.
Okay.
A wild decision. I love it.
And disadvantage because you have your shoulder.
Okay, fine. I hate that. I hope you know, because I could have gotten a 12. It's a 6, 6, and 1.
Listen, your shoulder's it's so fucked up. You should have died and you didn't.
I know.
That's gotta at least be a disadvantage.
It's
so
an
that's
8 then.
With an 8.
Yeah.
What part of this backflip do you want to be good? Because the other part's not going to go the way you want. How do you envision it?
I want the land to be solid, like she solidly lands on the ground, but the flip itself probably looks a little awkward as she's like trying to balance.
It's more like sideways varial than it is like a true backflip. You sort of like, you know, when you go to do like a cartwheel, but your feet come down.
Mm-hmm.
It's sort of like that same thing, but for a backflip. Like it's just not good looking.
Yeah. And I like balance myself and I'm like, okay, if I didn't have my hurt shoulder, I could have done it. Okay.
Impressive.
Thanks.
For you.
What does that mean?
Oh, you fight back alley, I fight in ring. We are different.
Oh, do you have a ring name?
No.
Is it also Steve, Texas?
No. Vacation name. If I use real name, paparazzi.
Oh. Are you sure you can't tell me?
But no, I don't do the dragging. But they're into the woods through some mud.
Oh, can you show me?
He picks up his hat so the ants now can hear the conversation. Puts it back on head. Keep up. And he just stands straight up and starts walking into the woods.
I'm like double timing, like light jog.
Yeah. He takes you to like into the wood, not so far away that you can't see like the structures and stuff, but just past the trail. And he points out what looks like two ruts in the ground through a particularly muddy patch that would be from someone's heels getting pulled, like they're getting pulled backwards through. Heading deeper into the woods. I was going to follow, but Brian
Yeah.
said no woods.
Huh. Well, I mean, he didn't tell me that.
He told everyone. Microphone, very loud.
I didn't hear.
Are you hard of hearing?
No, I'm just.
I
smart.
can talk louder.
No, it's okay.
You
I
can
can
hear
turn up my
me.
hearing aid, and I like touch my ear. I'll follow them for you, big guy.
Okay, it's vacation. I do not need to follow.
Exactly.
Relax.
Yeah.
Spent many year fighting. It's time to rest.
Do you like fighting?
Huh. 20-year in ring. Have not considered whether or not like fighting.
Because you don't have to.
Fighting pay for vacation to see Bigfoot.
Yeah, but there are many things that could pay for a vacation. Like, you're very tall. You could reach
Helps
tall
for
things.
fighting.
Yeah, but also for reaching tall things and building
That's not
things.
job.
You could lift heavy objects.
I can lift heavy objects, much heavier than you.
Yeah, you could build a building.
Boring.
You could.
But I'm good at fighting. Watch this. And he turns around and he punches a tree so hard that like the bark starts to splinter.
Yeah, that's crazy.
See?
Yeah, please don't do that to my face.
Oh, no. We're not in ring. I wouldn't fight you.
But did you like that? Did you like punching that tree?
No, I must apologize. And he turns around and apologizes to the tree. Tree, I am sorry for the defacement I have brought upon your bark.
Yeah.
I will plant 100 trees in your name.
It's real honorable, buddy. Here, and I like pull out some more seeds that I have collected along the way. You could start with these.
Ah, so smart. He puts them into his like embroidered pocket. And for you, and he pulls out like from his like giant like back pockets of his pants a slightly curved, a little sweaty 4x6 like professional photo of him in his professional fighting getup of Steve Texas. But instead of Steve Texas, you see the symbols which make up his professional like fighting name in the Japanese leagues.
Amazing. Okay, cool. Wow.
And
Thanks.
of course.
Like
You can add that to your cozy little place.
Whoa, cool.
Because that could help you, presumably,
You're
or
so
something.
right. Cool.
For now, you can just name it like Steve Texas photo.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Thanks,
you come to
buddy.
Japan, come see me fight
For free?
for a smaller fee because you are
Okay.
smaller.
Yeah, that's fair. I like that. I bet I could beat you in a fight.
You just
I'm pretty
vacation.
scrawny. I'm gonna dive underneath, like between his legs.
Just looks down at you.
I'm popping up behind him and then running over in front of him.
You are fast,
Yeah. See?
and I am hungry.
Just like those ants.
Are they listening? He
No,
looks around.
I don't think so. You think they're listening?
All animals speak to one another.
It's real deep, man.
Huh.
I like you.
Yes. A burrito?
Yeah, let's do it.
Cool. You guys go get burritos. He pays for yours.
Oh, that's so sweet.
He gets 2, and these are like Chipotle sized, like big old burritos. He's got one in each hand. They look normal in his hands. But you still see Brian off to the side with 2 hands around his burrito.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and you and Steve Texas like swap fighting stories for a good little bit.
I was thinking Violet desperately needs to do some bird watching. And I was kind of thinking she might pull, especially since we did a lot of hardcore last time. I don't envision this being long, but like pull T-Bone aside
Yeah,
and get
you
him
can.
to do a little bird watching with her and
For
maybe pass
sure.
along some info.
Absolutely. You find T-Bone with a stick, and he's just sort of like drawing in the dirt. Um, because the rest of the members of the hardcore have like sent him to basically like take a break and take a breather as they like pack up camp.
Yeah.
So you find him just like on a bench, sort of muttering, like, no one's gonna pack their shit the right way, and we're gonna have to stop in 10 miles and redo it.
Hey, do you wanna
Hey,
get your mind off packing? I was gonna go like not go in the woods, but go so she'll point to like a side of like I vision this kind of a giant clearing where there's like not really a lot of people where she's like
yeah,
there's some cool birds over there and I don't know about you but I could use a little break you know.
yeah, that'd be pretty good actually.
Yeah, with everything going too I didn't really want to be alone either and figured you know that better to be in pairs with everything.
No kidding. No kidding. You all you sleep okay?
Whew. I had some wild dreams.
Yeah?
Just, yeah. I, yeah. But I actually slept really good. I don't know if that's normal or like with, you know.
What?
She like looks at him and just goes, "Are you cool?"
Yeah?
Okay, cool. But we might had a little octane and like I slept surprisingly well.
I gotta tell Debris, stop. I'm glad you guys had
I
some. It's just
I
that some
really
of
got
that
something there.
is, and he sort of leans in, and he's like, some of that is business octane. Not all of it is for fun.
Well, I'm sure. Listen, Debris, Debris a homie. She wouldn't have taken it out of the business octane.
She better not have. It's gonna
No,
fuck our ledger.
no, absolutely not.
Okay.
She's good people. But so speaking of people, and at this point, I think they're like far enough. They're kind of over. Like, there's nobody else around.
Yeah.
I don't know how to tell you this. And like, in fact, I didn't tell you this. I had a really interesting conversation with Tiki Ricky, and you might want to keep him away from some of your business, if you know what I mean.
What did you learn?
Look, I didn't say anything.
Of
All
course.
right, we're talking about. All right, you see that over there? I want to say it's a raven, but I can't keep saying that everything is a raven.
It's a blue tit.
It's a blue tit. Yeah. There's in that tree. There's a blue tit. Lovely song, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Actually, if you need, you can borrow my binoculars if you want to get a better
Are these
look.
not yours?
Oh yeah.
I should have asked. I assumed.
It's okay. You're really good at that, by the way. I didn't even notice. But he it sounds like he might be working with Big Brother. Maybe not for your interests. If you catch my drift.
That motherfucker Richard.
And I don't know. Listen, I have a very talkable face. Maybe he just was,
You do.
some thanks. Maybe he was just, spinning some bullshit. Because I might have been small confession. I might have been spinning some bullshit at the time, but it happens, But yeah, he I don't know. I just think you should keep an eye on him. You guys. I know you guys have had your past with Taya, but overall, you guys seem like good people, and I just thought you should know. Oh, there's a green tit over there too.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. It's quick.
Shit.
Yeah.
He sort of pulls them back down. Well, that is good to know, but incredibly unfortunate.
Yeah.
I'll talk to Pom Pom and Debris, and we'll see if we can maybe invite him off the team at the next gas station.
Yeah, just like I said, you didn't hear anything from me. In fact, I've told you, way too many bird facts in this whole conversation. There's been a lot.
The starling lore in particular, and he sort of adds into this. And yeah, because you guys are doing your cozy move, right? Please clear a condition.
Absolutely.
And tell us what you're clearing.
I'm gonna clear. I thought this was really appropriate to do it this way. I'm gonna clear Watched by Tiki Ricky because she sort of betrayed Tiki.
You double crossed him.
So instead of our normal oh yeah, I got over this. I was mature about this. She just told the biker he was a fed, and now she's got the biker gang on her side, so she doesn't have to worry about him anymore.
Yeah. Incredible. You also, because it's your cozy activity, get a clue that you get to introduce here.
Oh, I forgot that I get to introduce it. Ooh, what's a good... Let me look at the clues that we have. I don't know. Part of me... we already have those. I have an idea.
Ooh.
But
all right,
it's only feeding in to what we already did.
Listen, might as well.
What if there was kind of a little bit of a matchy? We have a carved Sasquatch totem. What if there was a carved human totem that looked like it matched? Like they were a set, went with the carved Sasquatch totem.
Like cake toppers?
Yes!
Stop! No!
Oh, man. Oh, okay.
The best move I've ever taken.
The creator of this mystery is
Michael Van Vliet. This is what we're doing.
Tell us how you feel
Um,
about it. Get in the comments.
Yeah, the
Michael's been in the comments, don't worry.
Love you.
Do. Okay, please add the human totem. And just like the Sasquatch one, it's got like red crystals for eyes, like teeny tiny river garnets or something. And I will sort of flesh out on this that they're wooden totems and they're made out of like the wood you find in this area.
A local craft.
Love it.
So, how are you finding this clue now?
I think talking about the starlings and stuff and how quick they are, I think she, takes the binoculars back at one point and catches another quick burst of movement. It might be another tit, nobody knows. But she ends up landing the binoculars looking at a little tree branch, and she sees it looks like this totem was just tucked right there on the tree branch.
Absolutely. Like maybe a larger bird at some point picked it up to be a part of a build, but it got sort of left and jostled here.
Raven.
Or something left it behind.
Or this was a rendezvous point.
No. Yeah, you see it in your binoculars.
Oh, that's really weird. And she's gonna
What?
look at the over there, that tree there. Just
Yeah.
like
This one.
yeah, right there, and then like the
Yeah.
branch here. Just it's right here. There's a thing. Look.
Oh, I can see it better this way.
Yeah,
What is it, like a
it looks like a.
crayon?
I think it's a little people. But like, we should grab it. I mean, that's a thing.
You want me to?
Yeah, I think so.
Sure. You have this connection with T-Bone. He'll sort of go over and fuck it. He'll start absconding up the tree just a little bit. Maybe he gets 3 or 4 feet up just to that first branch crook. And oh fuck, that was like a spider web. And then he's able to grab it out. Knock some leaves off of it as he almost falls back down the tree and brings this to you.
Oh, this is weird, right?
It's not a souvenir they sell.
I don't think so, but like I think there was this looks like another one. Like
It had a hook, it could have been one of Gert's earrings. Or Marge's.
Oh my god. Oh god, don't let them see it.
Yeah, you better keep that hidden.
Yeah. Well, thanks for grabbing it for me. Like
Of course. A
say
favor for a favor.
yeah. I say
Birds of a feather.
yeah. Oh, exactly. And say hi the next time you're in Brindlewood Bay.
Of course.
Or
I think we've got a delivery down there soon anyway, so we'll be back through.
Yeah. We'll make you guys like some tea and some cookies, you know.
It'd be good to stay more than 20 minutes this time around.
Yeah. And there's some really cool birds in Brindlewood Bay.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna have to get me one of these, and he'll hand you the binoculars back.
Yeah. Oh, and she'll start telling him about some really good referring some really good bird watching guides and like a birding journal.
Once again, he brings out his phone and you guys have like the tech horror moment of like trying to give details back and forth. But T-Bone is patient enough through it as you guys have sort of work it out. And then I think we'll leave you there for now. Marina, we're following you to Nikki Naff. Brian has told you he found a hunk of hair, and he had Nikki look at it as a taxidermist, and she and he are pretty convinced it is cryptid in origin.
Yep.
She's down on all fours right now,
Mhm.
trying to do something here on the ground.
Uh, Marina will approach her and kind of also get down on all fours to her level, and it's kind of be like, "Hey, what you looking at?"
Oh, do you smell that?
And kind of like sniffs. Um, what is it?
Nothing. Um, I I don't know if we've met before.
No, no, I'm a judge. I was just talking to Brian. He was telling me about the fur that you guys found.
Oh, yes. And she sort of like sits back, so she's like on her
Hind legs.
on
No, no.
her regular legs.
I can't with this furry.
Um, and she, just like before, she has her like Nikki Naff and then amateur taxidermist, but amateur's been whited out. Same like shock of hair here
Mm,
as she leans back and, oh, uh, Brian wants you to take a look.
yeah. Yeah, he was telling me about how you guys found it and said that, you know, you kind of had a hunch about what or whose it was.
Oh, I don't have a hunch. I'm sure.
Yeah. What makes you so sure?
Oh, well, let me tell you. And she'll sort of like stand up and, well, I can show. It'll be better if I'm explaining it while we're seeing it.
Yeah.
Um, and she'll lead you to her trailer. It
Okay.
has like a makeshift awning where she has some specimens out. She's got like two squirrels on one of those like tandem bicycles. Um, she's got a lizard with a top hat. She's got uh, a raccoon that's wearing a tutu, and then just like a clipboard, and they all have prices on them and whatnot. And she brings out the briefcase and like opens it up, and it's got one of those like those lights you used to put in your book so you could read at night, like the bookmark
Mhm.
bendy light guy.
Yeah.
Some of those that she like clips on the side. As she pulls out the like hunk of hair that's in a Ziploc bag here inside the briefcase. She goes, okay. So the coloring, especially on this patch and the way that like, looking at the skin filament, and then this was like a piece that has like been ripped off, but not in a molting pattern, more in like in a skirmish or some sort of fight or sometimes in some lore, especially sort of this East Coastal lore that we have, patches of fur are like when a dog marks their territory, sort of just like
Okay.
letting someone know like this is your turf. But like one this size means definitely it is an adult Bigfoot, an adult, a humanoid of some, because of you can tell by the length of the fur and the scar
Mhm.
pattern right here. And she's giving you like the full rundown as Nikki is showing you everything about this. So with your judging credentials, like have you had a personal experience with a Sasquatch and that's what qualifies you, or
Um,
because I know Marge has seen one, but she's seen the Central Park variant. That's only a close cousin to what would be out here.
I mean, we had we had a bit of a rough night,
Yeah,
and oh,
just an itch.
oh yeah, that's all right. Um, and I mean, last night we thought we could have seen like a large figure, but do you need some cream?
It's really. I'm. It's a little dry out here. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. Would you say that you have rough skin?
Yeah, I mean, and she pulls out. She shows you her elbow, and it's just cracked and dried. Yeah, I have a real issue. Um, all right, I can put it on long sleeves if it's bothering you, or maybe I could just turn around.
This was just me trying to get her to say rough like a clown.
You could say it's pretty rough.
Yeah. Yeah, I would. Um, no, but I mean, as far as the sightings, maybe we caught a glimpse last night
Where?
in the woods. I guess we were on our way back from the watchtower, kind of late at night.
Makes sense. They're predominantly nocturnal. Where exactly?
Oh well, I
Like,
couldn't
could you
tell
show
you.
me?
Um, I mean, we barely made it out of there last night. I don't even think I could find my way back.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. Oh, you think you saw him?
I mean, we saw something big, like not person big. I don't
Yeah.
even think it's even Steve Texas big. I mean, where did you say that you saw this again?
Oh, Brian gave this to me.
Do you
But
remember?
he found it like like stuck to a light bulb near the sort of the cabin that they not we I'm not on staff this year that they have commandeered as like central.
Okay.
You
Hmm.
know, it's got like the green siding and Langley keeps smoking outside of it, even though I've told him this is a no smoking zone.
Mm,
Barked at him all day about it.
I bet. Well, I mean, other than this, have you seen anything else that's kind of out of the ordinary, like Bigfoot-esque?
Roll me the meddling move.
Yes. Okay. I'm rolling dice that I haven't rolled this time. It won't give me a 7. Need something higher than a 7. Okay, this one's hawked. Oh, that's a 10. With what am I rolling?
Presence, because this is in conversation.
Oh, I think I have a 0 in presence. Yes, so it's just
10 is still a success.
Sick.
So you asked her, has she seen anything else odd on the level of Bigfoot oddness? Let me look here. And Nikki sort of leans forward. I mean, I see a lot of odd things. I mean, just so many. But on my hike the other day, this would have been, I got here the night before. I think you guys, maybe just earlier in the day, you guys kind of rolled in late. I would never do that, but I was out walking around trying to see, sometimes you can just get really inspired for these guys. And she sort of just, she points over to her like two-headed alligator and her like gymnastics ring of possums and whatnot that's over here. It's just nice to be in nature alone, sort of commune, like feel the wind on your face, just be one with the elements, and really just have that moment before you're around kind of everyone else. So I make it a point to like take a good long walk, maybe get some, I'm not much of a runner anymore, but get that earthy smell, sort of feel all of that. Take your shoes off, kind of like feel your feet in the dirt and whatnot. And I saw, like how sometimes people like mark trails with all of those like rocks and they stack them one certain way.
Yeah.
Well, all of those were like knocked down, and instead there are these like weird bundles of like sticks up into like pyramids. And I thought maybe that we just like, we're trying out a new trail decoration. Maybe the rocks need to be moved to the riverbed. And they're doing it some other way, but yeah, like found all of these like little stick markers. And some of them had ribbons tied around them. Some of them all different heights too. I followed them. Not a trail. Don't do it.
Got it.
definitely got lost. And luckily that hunter dude,
Yeah.
what's his Andrew the
Yeah, he had
Brave?
the longest name.
Yeah.
Alexander Hurst Craven.
Yeah. Yeah. He found me. I guess he was going up to a lodge or something, and he drove me back.
Yeah, that sounds like him.
But that, I mean, besides that, I mean, I saw a lot of weird stuff. Like, there was someone here who kept telling me to try, like, telling me to sit and to, like, stay. And
Well,
that
did
was
you listen?
just odd. Like, what if I just came up to you and said, sit?
I said,
Oh,
I could use a seat. That's very good advice.
maybe they were just looking out for me.
Yeah.
It was really odd of them, though. I mean, like, basically strangers.
I think maybe Tay would have told her.
Yeah, like, you fully know.
Yeah, I'm just kind of like grinning to herself. I don't know. Sounds like she was just looking out for you. Or them. I don't know.
Yeah. That little slip sort of narrows her eye a little bit. Well, can I interest you in any forever friends?
Um, I'm okay, but hey, I did want to ask, have you ever seen stuff like those twigs or like the little structures before?
No, they were rock piles before. Completely different smell.
Yeah, what they smell like?
Like rocks smell like more minerally, and then the sticks smell like the tree they originate from, and whatever critters might have marked their territory on them.
Did you smell any particular critters?
How good are you at smelling?
Depends on what crystals I have on me.
Hmm.
Do you want any smelling crystals?
No, I'm strongest sense right here. But sort of just trying to see if she can make sense of you in this moment. Finally, are you trying to find a particular type of creature?
I'm just curious.
I know a lot about the flora and the fauna of this area. You don't get to be a regular taxidermist without knowing these things.
That's true.
You sure? I mean, this one's holding a crystal.
Oh my god, wait, let me see. And then she'll just kind of
It's two mice in little felt vests, and they're like holding a crystal between them.
It's beautiful. Would this count as a cozy move if I'm collecting more crystals?
I'll allow it.
Okay. I will take this little crystal scene. Yeah. I will buy it from our dear Nikki Neff.
Yeah, it's a cool like $85.
Worth it.
Amazing. Yeah, it's a like a one of those ones that's cut into like a little like tower column. Very like light, like peridot, like light green. It has some occlusions, of course, but and their vests match the the crystal.
This is beautiful. This is getting a special place in my home.
Well, it should.
Yeah.
Spent a lot of time on them.
Wow. Do they have names?
Oh, they're just the lovers.
The lovers. I love that.
You're doing a cozy move.
Mhm.
So what condition are you clearing as you collect this crystal and the 2 mice attached to it?
I'll clear. I hate to see Twapped go, but but I'll clear Twapped and
Yeah.
play ball to play ball.
This conversation, you sort of unexpectedly or expectedly finding yourself on the top of it, sort of the more assertive side after you got all this information out of Nikki.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's some freedom with that for sure. You are no longer twapped. Twapped. And because you're doing a cozy move, um, you get to introduce a clue.
Okay. Also, crowdsourcing clues. I'll try to think of one.
Just think about things that enhance the polygon.
Yep. Another person totem.
Exactly.
The question you all are trying to answer is where
Oh, yes.
where is Champlain Bellows?
Ooh, what would
It can't
point to a le-
conclusively solve it,
What would
but
point in a direction of it's a map to the secret location.
Yeah, that wasn't the first.
No.
Oh, map.
No. What's something that would leave a hint behind of somebody going for a romantic rendezvous?
A
that
love
could-
note.
A love note, or like, what if what if it was a note that said like, I don't know, something like cute but vague, like meet me at a spot with a view or something stupid like that, or like river brook something. I don't know that like
Oh, like
Someone-
a riddle.
would give us a direction. Like we could look for a feature.
if you want to find a riddle, I'll write one between now and next session.
I love a riddle.
Yeah.
I'll take a riddle.
Okay.
Maybe like a riddle carved into a rock or something.
Ooh.
Oh damn, that's commitment. If you're gonna carve a riddle into a rock, that's true love.
I mean, those Bigfoot hands.
I almost was like, we'll put it on the crystal. I'm like, there's no way that, like, on these 2 mice holding this one tiny crystal, is it legible enough?
The full riddle.
No. Bigfoot got a laser, and if we turn the binoculars around, we can, just read the tiny.
Yep.
I will. Okay. You're gonna find a riddle. I think as you're like maybe like the lovers are getting packaged up and stuff. Nikki's obviously her tent and her area are not in the main area for reasons. She's pretty close to the wood's edge, and I think like a overturned milk crate and some like old stones next to it. You see like a piece of notebook paper just sort of flapping with the current stuck underneath.
Yeah, go and pick it up.
Yeah. Let's see if I can improv one right here. 1 second. Like go to the place that we've made our space and no one will see when it's just you and me.
The first thing Marina thinks whenever she sees this is it's not Tay's handwriting. Like this.
Interesting first thought.
Yeah. And then just kind of folds it up as delicately as she can and places it in her pocket.
Yeah. Interestingly, on this where it says no one can see, 1 is a digit. It is not a word.
Interesting. Definitely seems weird.
Yeah, you find that. Let's see. Violet, you're like coming back with T-Bone. Taya and Big Steve have gotten burritos. Marina, you have bought the lovers, which of course has made Nikki Naff very happy. You're the first purchase of the weekend. And she sort of, as you fold that away, all right, now make sure they're not in direct sunlight.
Oh, okay. I'll put them somewhere lovely and shaded. Wow, this is so great. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, have a good rest of your day. And if you or any of your friends or any people you know, or maybe people you don't know, are looking for home decor, send them my way.
Yeah, absolutely. And hey, why don't you don't forget to sit.
Right. And she like bends her knees and they crack. She's like, that's a good idea.
Oh yeah, you really needed that.
Yeah.
So she asked you. Oh God, and you got to moisturize.
I'm working on it. You know, it's and she sort of like nicks her, like, you know, there's a little bit of blood. Yeah, I gotta cut these. And she'll go find something to take care of her nails as you head off.
Oh, Nikki Nav.
And I think maybe we'll wrap here for tonight and have you all converge next session. Lots of work on the clue front tonight. To recap, you guys found, let me go to my notes, a hank of hair stuck somewhere, a carved human totem that matches the Sasquatch one, drag marks from 2 heels, and the riddle love note stuck under the rock. Plus your 2 clues you had left over from your last theorize, in which you proved Sasquatch is real and part of a romantic rendezvous. Now you just need to find out where Champlin Bellows is, and hopefully Laszlo too. Wow, what a night.
What do you think? What do you think happened?
What a night. Well, for all of you who are watching, thank you for watching. For those of you who played, thank you for playing. And as it is below,
And
is below with you. We did it.